We'll keep this in the video.
No. Okay, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Parampara and I'm talking to you from this beautiful city of Vienna that I can now call home. Well, it's still going to take me some time to sink it in that Vienna is now home, because it's only been like 15 days since I've come here. And if you're thinking that I was always dreaming of moving to Vienna, no, I wasn't. I have been to this city like 2 times before, and I had loved so many things about it: the vibe, the coffee house culture, the gorgeous architecture, the beautiful museums, and just the whole vibe of Vienna. And somehow it's funny how I never saw this city being home. So now that I'm here and I'm exploring little bits of it each day, I think I'm truly falling in love with Vienna, and I already think that this was probably a good decision. But how did we land on this decision? So there are 2 major life updates that happened to me in the last 1 month, literally 1 month. First thing, I got married to Parampara, which was, I think, long due, given how long we've been together, worked together, known each other, and been in love, most importantly. And the other major life update that really happened was that we moved here. But moving here was not a choice that happened without any research or without any proper planning. Yet the plan to move here was different. Parampara and I had been traveling together for many years, I think almost 6-7 years at this point. And I think at some point both of us had this idea that we want to start a travel hostel. Well, mine was more towards having like a really cool cafe in a beautiful city or the hills or something, but Parampara wanted to start a travel hostel, and he discussed this idea with his parents. So his dad just told him, that if you want to do it, say 15-20 years down the line, why not do it now? Like maybe 15-20 years down the line, this is what is going to, keep you well fed, and it'll empower you to do other things that you may want to do at that point. So in 2019, we got on a recce trip, and again, Vienna was not on the list even then. But somehow, someone tipped Parampara that you should go check out, Vienna, meet people there, and see if opening a hostel, especially for somebody who comes from outside the EU, is a possibility. Of course, he tried exploring opening a hostel in India as well. That was his first choice. But why it didn't happen or what really went there is something you'll have to go to his channel and find out. I'm sure he'll do a detailed video about that episode. But yeah, Europe was, we'd finalized on Europe, we'd finalized on Vienna, and we were going back home and we were going to start all the paperwork in early 2020. And that's exactly when the most unprecedented event happened, the pandemic. We got lucky because we weren't completely invested financially in this, but we were very invested emotionally and mentally into the idea of opening a travel hostel. So we took the 2 years that the pandemic gave us to really research more and find out what we could do, how we could do it differently, how we could do it better. Parampara had a lot of responsibility doing all the research and paperwork and business plan and budgeting. So I decided to help on what could be the USP of the hostel. And for anybody who's been anywhere in the travel space, by the way, we're also travel bloggers and content creators. We have a travel blog called avaradiaries.com, and we have a channel for which we produce videos, which is called World Culture Network. So I think while we were working on these 2 projects, which are so dear to us across our travels, sustainable travel or traveling responsibly was not something that was unheard of. Obviously, I think the important question when it came to sustainability even then and somewhat even now was how much do we really understand sustainability, and how much can we incorporate it in our lives, because sustainability is more than just carrying a bottle of water with you when you go out. But that is also a very important thing to do. But we had decided, I think purely because we thought it's sellable, to pursue sustainability as the USP of the hostel. And obviously I started reading up more on it, what we could do, how we could do. We thought there were so many aspects within the Indian culture, so many practices that we follow, which could be very, very helpful, as important elements of the hostel, and something that we could actually introduce because we've lived with them, and a lot of people who will be coming to the hostel haven't. So we'll be introducing a gorgeous culture and some really healthy practices. But I think as I deep dived into it, I really thought that, this is a much deeper topic than I understand or that internet reading can just help me with. And very randomly, I decided to look up what material is actually available about sustainability. And I somehow landed up on this master's course that coincidentally a private university in Vienna called the Module University offers, which is a master's program, and it had an amazing course program. Like the kind of syllabus or the content that the course has was something that seemed so promising for somebody who is an absolute newbie and who wanted to imbibe it as a part of her professional life. So there was that one important point for me. I had not completed my master's and I always felt that I want to do it. And there was this voice in my head which told me, Parampara, it's now or never. And very randomly, very casually, I ended up applying for this course. I was like, come on, I have 7 years of work experience. If not this, I'll end up doing something else, right? So I applied for the course, and the university was super quick. They responded, they scheduled an interview, and within 1 month I was accepted. Like, I got a conditional acceptance for the program, and I had a real option of actually completing my master's, and that too in a subject like sustainability. Now, obviously, while doing all the research, I had already realized that sustainability is not just a hot topic or a keyword that needs to be banked on, but sustainability has so much to offer and is the present and the future, not just in Europe, but all across the world. And I knew I wanted to do this. So I think in no time, I got started. Like, I signed up for this, I enrolled myself into the course, I accepted the admission that was given to me, and then comes the tough part. The visa. So unfortunately, with an Indian passport, we can't just walk into any country and be like, I'm here, let me stay here. We have to go through a whole lot of paperwork, a whole lot of bureaucracy, and that is very painful. It took me, I wrote to them I think in the beginning of September, and it took me 2 months. Like, they literally gave me an appointment for the first week of November. Before that, I couldn't visit Delhi, where the embassy is in India, to submit my application. I waited. I started my classes online, and I went and I submitted my application at the embassy, and that was not the end of it. Then it took another 2.5 months. Hello 2022. Sometime in the mid of Jan, I got an approval from the local authority, the administrative body in Vienna, accepting my resident permit application. Again, that was not the end of the process. After that, the embassy in India contacted me. That approval was not enough. I had to apply for a visa D, which was thankfully a fairly simple process, after which I could actually travel to Austria. That visa D fortunately took only 1 week, but it took 1 week. And then of course, like I have been saying across my social media, and a lot of my dear friends know, Parche and I got married in February. We stayed home, we spent time with family, and then we were like, okay, now we got to get going because a new chapter awaits, Vienna awaits, and here we are in Vienna. It's been 15 days. On the 15th day, we've discovered this beautiful place called the Start Park in the city, which has something close to cherry blossom. Even if Japan didn't call me, at least Vienna did. So there's cherry blossom here, and well, there's just, today is the maximum number of Austrian people or people in Vienna that I've ever seen. That's how full the park is today, and it's been a roller coaster ride in the last 15 days. We've been learning new things about this city. We've been trying to navigate through the various systems, trying to get a place to stay, trying to figure the transport routes, which is amazing, fairly simple. The best thing that I like about the city at this point. Trying to figure a whole lot of things of living here, and to be honest, falling in love with this city a little more each day. This is a new chapter that I'm extremely excited about, and so far it's only been good. I mean, there have obviously been a few issues that I've been tensed about because I'm an overthinker and I'm not proud of it, but it's a chapter that I'm looking forward to, and this is what has also motivated me to start this journey of vlogging. So I hope to continue. I hope not to procrastinate too much over this, and I hope that you will keep me motivated by subscribing to this channel, by liking this video, by talking to me in the comment section, or sharing anything that you may have to share with me. Thank you, and see you in the next video.